instead of coming in with a topic. What do you guys want to know about this week? And we just want to get to know our viewers a little bit more. It's always us speaking at you, so we'd love to kind of hear from you guys. What's up, man? How you been? How's the year? You're always here supporting us, so thank you.
Thank you always, for sure. Yeah, so guys, this is an Ask Me Anything. We've got 15 minutes. Ask us anything. That's what it is. You know, the year is coming to an end. Obviously, 2023 has been not the easiest of years. And I think, something we need to be focused on going into 2024 is, even though it looks like, there's all these articles going on, saying interest rates are going to come down, and I see agents everywhere pumping up like, oh, just wait, the market's going to be on fire when rates go down. Guys, that's not necessarily true. The latest article I saw was that they're saying rates are going to go down 3 times in 2024. If they go down 3 times and only a quarter point each time, going down 0.75% is, yes, it may get buyers into the market, but it's not necessarily going to change the financial situation that a lot of homeowners are currently in terms of affordability. So I think, next year is not necessarily going to be, the market's not necessarily going to be on fire anywhere. And so I think, if we want to smash 2023 and make 2024 a better year, we've got to set better goals. We've got to do more. We've got to double down on what we're doing. And biggest thing for me is like, we have to bring more value to the table and have a better skill set. So Drew had a question here. What do you think the biggest takeaway are from this year, and what does it mean for 2024 in terms of selling? Yeah, it's a great question, Drew. It's kind of where I was going with this. I think I think my biggest takeaway from 2024 or 2023 is that, with transactions down almost everywhere in North America, prices coming down, homes being harder to sell, from a buyer's perspective, being able to negotiate more, being able to make more educated decisions. I think it's more important forever that for realtors to come with a skill set that provides value to their clients, both on the buy and sell side. Because, the last few years we've been in a marketplace where it's just like, hey, if you're the listing agent, put a sign up, take some photos, you're going to sell for a record price. Congratulations. If you're a buyer's agent, all you need to do is be the one that convinces your client to put the biggest number on paper. Whereas now it's looking very different in terms of, hey, it's harder to sell your sellers' homes. What are you doing to get them the most money and actually even be able to sell their property? And then on buy side, how are you able to find the deals for your clients that are actually out there? Because there are deals to be out there.
Yeah.
So I think number one, agents need to get better at the profession. That's like the biggest thing that stood out to me in 2023 is like the day and age of just showing up and being good enough is no longer good enough. What are your thoughts there, Emma?
I think, my thoughts have always kind of been this, like, it all starts with mindset, and I don't want to get like too woo woo or anything like that, but it's for lack of a better term, it's the fucking truth. Like, if you did 12 deals last year, let's say, and you wanted to double your business, there are a ton of agents out there that did 50 deals the year before that their business has slowed down and they're still doing 30. So on their weak year, they're still surpassing what would have been double your goal. And so I think there's a little thumb thing again. Gotta get that out of there. I think that's the ultimate thing. It's like we could talk strategy till we're blue in the face. And Drew, I saw your second question there about where I think we should be, spending money and whatnot. And Drobin, I appreciate the love. I miss you too, man, and hope to see you soon. But I think it all starts with mindset. Like if you're coming into 2024 with a piss poor mindset of like, oh, it's going to be hard again, and the only way that I'm going to have an increase in business is if rates go down, you're already losing. Like, I'm sorry. I know
100%.
it. I know I'm being like a little bit difficult, but I think there's a lot of people out there that just like they don't want to spend any time improving their mindset or thinking that there is the possibility for them to get better. And as a result, your business is going to suffer. So when we are like, okay, so how should you be spending their money for the best ROI? I think before you spend any money, you need to sit the fuck down and think about how is it that I'm gonna like what is my plan going to be on how I improve my mindset and how do I actually have a strategy to improve my business. Because if you have no plan and you've got a piss poor mindset, you're going to do even worse next year than you did this year. And I can tell you right now from all the, we've done however many trainings, probably like 50, 60 trainings. We've trained like, I was thinking about it the other day, probably close to 5,000 agents over all of the trainings that we've done in the last like 3, 4 months. And most people are telling us that they didn't hit their goal. And the people who did hit their goal were like, every day I woke up and I knew that like there was, a massive amount of market share for me to take because everybody else is just sitting at home waiting for rates to come down so that their business is successful again or that they're reaching their goals. And it's like if you're just going to wait and leverage the conditions of the market to help you with your business, I'm sorry, but you're not that great of an agent.
Yeah, 100%. And to second part of Drew's question with like, where am I going to get the best bang for my buck or the best ROI on spending my money as an agent? I mean, I think the big issue here is like everyone for the past 5 years has been so focused on spending money on getting leads, right? Like more leads, more leads, more leads. Um, I think it's twofold. What's up, Justin? How you
Oh,
doing, brother?
Justin, man.
Um, I think it's twofold here, Drew. That like I would be looking at how can I spend my money on converting more of those leads that I already have, right? Especially depending on your lead source, because I guarantee agents that have been spending money on leads or generating leads organically or however it is, the majority of agents that I don't know don't have a lead problem. They have a lead conversion problem. They don't know how to nurture the leads. They don't know how to speak to the leads, and they don't know how to turn the leads into actual relationships and actual business. There's so many ways to get leads out there. There's a million media companies willing to sell you leads. There's a million training courses on how to get yourself Facebook leads or Instagram leads, whatever it is. And there's great ones and there's not so great ones. But I think the major focus is like needs to be for every agent is like, what is my skill set to be having more conversations with more of those leads, right?
Yeah.
And how can I make it as easy on myself as possible to really get people to raise their hand for me and say, hey, I'm somebody you should be speaking to. I want to speak to you. Let's talk. Um,
Yeah.
and I think that's the biggest missing piece right now. So, Drew, if there's a way that you can invest your money on training and systems to make you better at converting leads, that's
Yeah.
everything. Because, like, I can point you in the direction of 500 places to either get you leads or get you better at getting your own leads. But then what are you going to do with those leads? How are you turning those leads into money? That's where the
Yeah.
ROI is, right? The ROI is not on the leads themselves. It's turning those leads into deals. And people
Let
forgot
me
about
just say
that.
one thing. If throwing money at leads was the answer to everybody's problems, we all have fucking seven-figure businesses, no questions asked, because we just keep throwing money at advertising and we get a return. The challenge is most people don't have anything. And I had this exact conversation with someone yesterday, so I'm happy that you brought this up because they were saying basically like, so what do you think I should do? How should I get more leads? And I looked at their business. I'm like, your business is actually probably better than most businesses in terms of getting leads. Like you have no problem getting leads. The problem that you have is you press on the gas and you get some leads, and then you're like, oh, this didn't work. So you take your foot off the gas, then you don't have leads coming in. Then you're like, I'm gonna try something else. You dip your toe in a different lead pond and you press the gas a little bit, and you're like, it doesn't work. So I will give you guys the same advice for those of you that maybe have the same problems that I gave this person. It's like you're driving on the highway, okay? You're driving down the highway. You're in your car, Ryan. I'm in my car. And yeah, I've got leads coming in, so maybe I'm going a little bit faster on the highway. But we're both driving transport trucks. You might be going a little bit slower, but the back of your transport truck is closed. So you're going to get to the destination with all the fucking cargo in the back. Because even though you weren't going as fast on the front end with generating leads, the doors were closed so that you were converting and actually getting a return on that money. Where me, I might be getting a shit ton of leads and pressing on the gas, but if I'm driving with the back door of the transport truck open, all of my cargo is falling at the back, and we get to the end destination, which is the end of the year, and I'm like, I just pissed away so much money on advertising, and I got nothing out of it. So the true answer is like throwing money at leads would have the easiest business. So I would actually focus more on closing the back door of the truck instead of generating more leads. Is there somebody that you can consult with in helping you build those systems and processes? And guess what? They won't even they're not even going to be perfect the first time. They're going to be fine, and then you're going to go back a year later and be like, these suck. We need to improve the processes. But you need some type of foundation. And most people don't have any foundation. They just get a bunch of leads. They have no automation set up. They don't even have an initial email that goes out to the first person, or a text that goes out. So I would actually spend my money fixing that part first. And once you close the door, then you can step on the gas with lead gen.
100%. And I think like most people overestimate and spend too much money on leads because they think they need more leads. They do, but it's really just a result of their conversion rate being so low. So they're just like, oh, well, I need to spend more money on leads because I'm only closing this many deals from this many leads, when really that's not the problem. And if they just spent the effort and built the skill set around the different modalities to convert leads and speaking to leads in different languages and different ways and leveraging different call to actions to get leads to raise their hands, they'd see their conversion rate go up. And I think that's like the biggest opportunity for agents, is becoming experts at how to get more people into conversation. And even though we love the phones aren't the only answer, because there's some people that are never going to answer the phone, right? And I think, like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was actually looking at some like old drip campaigns that I had, and it's like, those aren't going to work anymore, right? Like the consumer's gotten way smarter. The competition's gotten smarter. The consumer's gotten smarter. Everybody's gotten smarter. So if you're still using like the same drip campaigns that worked for you in 2018, I promise you they're not going to work today, because if that's what you're still using, you're going to be competing against myself, or someone like Emma, who's constantly figuring out ways, different modalities to use, different call to actions to use, different copywriting strategies that are going to attract the clients who are clicking on 5 different lead sources, right? They're in 5,
Yeah.
they're leads for 5 different agents, but it's like, who's speaking to them using different modalities that's going to talk to them. And everyone's different, right? It's like everyone has a different love language. It's the same way. Everyone has a different way they're going to want to communicate. And it's figuring that out, and then having the skill set to actually convert people leveraging those different modalities. And like, that's what we're really focused on helping people with in 2024, is like becoming masters of all of the different modes of communication that are going to get people to raise their hand to have a conversation about real estate, and then improving those skills to get those conversations into appointments, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're out of time here, unfortunately, guys.
I want to say one last thing before we cap it off, because we're going
Yeah.
to the holidays. I know a bunch of people are like, I'm gonna take my foot off the gas, just chill for the next couple weeks. Like, no problem, do whatever you got to do. But I want to say one thing is, Drew's question was a very good question, and it's a question that we get from. It's probably the question that we get the most. You know what I mean? Like, where should I
Yep.
spend money on leads? I would actually encourage you guys to do one activity, and that is um, Go online, and like there's so many free resources online to help you get started with closing the back door. And before you spend any more money on leads than you are right now, or change your lead sources or do anything like that, I want you to find a free resource to help you do one activity to close the door, whether that's writing your first email or your first text and getting it set up so that it's automated, because we always throw money at the problem thinking like this is going to be the time that I'm going to pay $1 and it's going to get fixed. And it never fucking works because we're not going to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is you don't have systems or structures in place to help protect your time. So you're constantly trying to collect leads and throw money at the problem, and they're going nowhere. So I would encourage you, before you spend any more money, I hope this saves you guys a bunch of money. You know, especially right now, we're spending money on like Christmas gifts or holiday gifts, whatever it happens to be. You probably don't want to spend any more fucking money right now. So don't. Go online, go to YouTube, right? Find out how you write, what's basic copywriting. What's the first email that I should send in a follow-up sequence? And do one of those things at a time. Don't go try to build 30 emails right away. Do one. Test it out. See how it goes. Build the second one. You can do a bunch of that stuff for free without necessarily needing to spend money. So I'm going to encourage you guys to do that before you go drop a bunch of cash on a new lead source. Do something for free for yourself, help your business, build a system, and once you've got that in place, then go and spend money on leads.
Improve what you're doing with the leads. That's the first step for sure. All right, guys. Happy holidays. We're going to take next week off, obviously. But we will see you in the new year. Hopefully today was beneficial. Appreciate you guys showing up. And if you want more from us, where can you check us out? You can check us out on YouTube. Please watch our videos. We got lots of free trainings on this stuff. And check us out in our Facebook group, which is
the other thing too. So real estate sales and marketing club. But in January 1st, we're dropping a crazy offer. It's $97. If you guys, if you want some one-on-one business planning sessions, $97 with a bunch of training on how you can actually implement this stuff. Honestly, we haven't even publicly announced it. Sorry, I'm dropping it live right now, Ryan. But if anybody's interested in chatting with us a little bit more about how to get a custom business plan for your business setup, $97. We'll do the call with you. Our team will actually build a custom, like six-page business plan for you, so that you know exactly what to do going forward for 2024. So if you want to not spend thousands of dollars and spend
a bunch of free trainings, plus a bunch of free trainings. So
hit us up for that. If you guys want to do that for less than $100, we're going to launch that January 1st. Anybody who's here, just send us a DM. We'll get you guys in. We'll kind of bump you to the front of the line since you guys are here kind of in our inner circle on our socials. But hit us up for that, and we appreciate you guys being here and look forward to getting this rocking and rolling again early 2024 with you.
Cheers, guys.
Ciao.